Picacho Peak is known as one of the most difficult and most dangerous hikes in all of Arizona, and one afternoon I just decided to try it. What makes it unique is that it's a very sharp looking mountain right off the side of I-10, which is the highway that goes between Tucson and Phoenix. It's almost exactly halfway in between the two cities, and you can see it right here off to the left. I stopped by the visitor center for a bit when I got there, and then drove up to the trailhead. Here you can see the interstate from the trailhead, and all the way up there is Picacho Peak itself. The Hunter Trail is the best known hike in the park, the one that's known for being notoriously dangerous and difficult, and there have been some bad things that have happened on that mountain, so I knew that I had to be careful, and in general, safety should always come first when you're doing this outdoor kind of stuff. Right from the start though, the views were just amazing. It's cool to see the landscape gradually slope upwards until it's almost completely vertical, and there are just giant saguaros everywhere. The round-trip hike goes up over 2,000 feet in just under 3 miles, which is actually kind of insane. Many parts of it are so steep that there's steel cables on the side to help pull yourself up or down. Even though I obviously like to go hiking a lot, as you guys know, I'm actually a bit scared of heights, and even before it got to the really steep cable section, I was already feeling it a little bit. Even right here you can see a pretty steep drop off to the bottom of the mountain. I kept on hiking, but obviously there's never a need to push yourself beyond your limits, because at the end of the day, hiking in the outdoors, it's supposed to be a fun and enjoyable experience. So I did keep in the back of my mind that I could simply turn back whenever I needed to, if things got too sketchy. After a while, I finally reached the saddle of the mountain, which is where a lot of people turn back. Right here's the view to the east, or the front side of the peak, and right here's the view to the west, or the back side of the peak, which I was now seeing for the first time in this clip. Beyond the saddle is where the trail gets really sketchy. The set of cables here takes you down an extremely steep rock face, and there are even railings in some spots on the side for safety, like the one right here. But still, it didn't stop me from enjoying some of the amazing views along the way. So I actually ended up successfully climbing down the first set of cables, but shortly after that is where I decided to turn back because I heard from the other hikers that the next part was even more dangerous, and it was also getting a little bit late in the afternoon, so I didn't want to push it too much. Anyways, this is what it looked like to climb back up. Here's another view of that steep set of cables, and right here I'm back at the saddle. This small mountain range on the opposite side of the interstate from Picacho Peak is just called the Picacho Mountains, and from here I noticed I could even see my car from over 1,000 feet above. Alright, this is such an amazing view. You can see all the cars going down I-10, which connects Tucson to Phoenix. Picacho Peak is way up there. That up there is Picacho Peak. And unfortunately I decided to turn back, but it is what it is. And then over to this side, which I believe is the west. Yeah, it's definitely the west because that's where the sun is setting. But you can see tens of miles. It's just such a cool view. I continued making my way down the mountain as the sun was setting, as you can see by the shadows here. Anyways, here's the usual part where I shut up for a bit so you can just enjoy the views and see what it's like to hike here. As you can tell, even coming down the trail, I'm walking pretty slowly and moving carefully because the rocks are loose in some places and obviously I'm right at the edge of a cliff almost. Here's a random cool shot of a Palo Verde tree, and right up there again is the peak that I didn't go all the way up to, but it's all good. I finally got back to the trailhead just as the sun was starting to set, and you can see the golden colors of the mountains around this time of day. Before leaving the park though, I just wanted to chill out for a bit and enjoy the sunset at the picnic area. Overall, I'm just glad that I at least tried this trail because it's something I've always been wanting to do ever since I moved to Tucson, and who knows, maybe next time I'll actually go all the way to the top. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment to let me know what you think. I'll be sure to respond. If you'd like to support my work on this channel or my other channel, feel free to join me on Patreon. That would be greatly appreciated. It helps me continue to make videos like this, and stay tuned for what's coming up next.